Hello, Year 5. It's Mr. Clover here. I hope you are all well. I hope you're having a good time at home and getting on with all your work. Okay, so today we are going to be looking at something new in maths. Well, I say new. It's going to be new for this year. It's going to be fractions. Okay, and I know that some of you are probably shouting at the screen right now because you've already done fractions, which is correct. You would have already done them, but we are going to take it back. We are going to cover the basics and we are going to become masters of fractions. All right, we're going to become masters. Okay, so to start off with, I want you guys to have 10-15 seconds, okay, to have a little think or to discuss with mum or dad or the dog or anything like that. So what is a fraction? What is a fraction? All right, we might have seen a fraction before, we might have used a fraction before. Well, what is it? Simply. So have a little think about that. Perfect. So a fraction. I've written it down for you there. So fractions represent the part or parts of a whole. All right. So we say that. So fractions represent the part or parts of a whole. Now, when I say whole, I don't mean the sort of hole that you can fall in or the sort of hole that Stanley's digging up at Camp Green Lake. I mean a whole as in the whole of something. Right, so the whole of perhaps this pizza, like you can see on screen now, we're gonna pretend that this is a pizza, all right? But it could be a cookie, or it could be anything. It could be a ball. It could be anything. So it's just a whole. Oh, all right. Okay. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna divide our pizza into 4 slices. All right, and we're gonna make sure that they are equal. All right. For fractions to work, we divide something into equal parts. Must be equal. Okay. So we've got 4 pieces there. And when we divide something from a whole into pieces, so we've divided our whole pizza into 4 different pieces, we divide it into fractions. Okay. Because it's a fraction of a whole. All right. So we've got 4 pieces that make up our whole there. All right. So that's our pizza. Now we need to learn, because we are master mathematicians, how to write these fractions properly. Okay. Now, what to remember when we write on fractions is each fraction needs 2 numbers and it needs a line through the middle. Okay. Now, our bottom number is called our denominator. All right. Let's draw a fraction. Actually, let's draw a fraction on it. And let's draw a random fraction. Let's go 2/6. All right. So our denominator is our bottom number. So in this case would be our 6. All right. And our denominator tells us how many parts make up a whole. All right. So how many parts make up a whole? So it's telling us that there's 6 parts that make up a whole. All right. Now the numerator, which is the number that goes on top, tells us how many parts we have. So how many parts we have. Okay. So this fraction is telling us we have 2 out of 6 parts. Okay, so with that in mind, let's go back to our diagram. Let's go back to our pizza. All right, and we have 4 pieces there. All right, but we are going to give 1 piece away to Miss Myers. All right, it's her favorite pizza. We're going to give her a slice. So I'm going to shade that one in because we're giving that away. And we want to find out how many pieces of pizza we have left. All right, so let's draw on our fraction. So I'm going to draw a line there. Now, the first part, we need to work out our denominator. So if we remember, our denominator is how many parts make up the whole. All right. So our pizza, that's our whole. The whole thing makes up our whole. So how many parts has our whole been broken into? How many parts make up the whole? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So our denominator will be 4. All right, so the number on the bottom will be 4 because there's 4 parts to our pizza. There's 4 slices to our pizza. Okay, and now we've given one away to Miss Myers. Okay, we've given 1 piece away to Miss Myers. So how many pieces have we got left? So how many pieces have we got left in our pizza? So 1, 2, 3. And that is our numerator. Okay, so we've got 3 out of 4 pieces left. Amazing. So let's go to another example. So here is my chocolate bar, and my chocolate bar is broken down into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so our denominator is 5 because we've got 5 pieces that have made up my bar. Now, I'm going to shade in. Oh, bit over the line. I'm sorry for that. I'm going to shade in 1, 2, 3. Okay, and I'm trying now. I need to find out how many pieces are not shaded in. All right, so I've given these 3 pieces away. How many pieces have I got left? That's it. You got it. It's 2. Okay, last example. Here we go. So I'm not going to help you with this one. There. And I want to know how many pieces, or what is the fraction of shaded pieces. So I've got a shaded piece there, there. So what's the fraction of shaded pieces on this diagram? So have a 5 seconds. Have a shout out if you know it. Okay, cool. So first of all, I'm going to find out my denominator, aren't I? So I'm going to see how many pieces make this up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And how many pieces are shaded in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our fraction for this one is 5/6. Perfect. Well done, guys. You did really well there. So before I leave you with that, oh, sorry, we're gonna have a little recap, okay? So recap. So number 1. So fractions represent the part or parts of a whole. Number 2, when we break and we divide these shapes down, we have to break them always into equal parts. Okay. Number 3, when we write fractions, we need 2 numbers and a line through the middle. Okay, so number 4, sorry, the bottom number is our denominator, and that tells us how many parts make up a whole. And the last one, number 5, is our top number, is our numerator, and that tells us how many parts we have. Okay, so that's your little recap, guys. Like I said at the start, if you need to rewatch, if you need to pause, rewind, that's fine. This video is not going to go anywhere, so it's always going to be here to help you. And next lesson, we are going to move on to unit and non-unit fractions, and we're also going to have a look at some equivalent fractions. All right, guys, I will see you all very soon. Goodbye.